Harshvardhan Rungta, CEO Apna Paisa, is one of India's foremost personal finance experts. Harsh is a co-founder of apnapaisa.com, which helps consumers take informed decisions. Harsh speaks, writes, and advises regularly on personal finance related matters. Welcome to Apna Paisa Show.
Hello and welcome. I am Harsh Rungta and you are watching the Apna Paisa show. So why are you watching this show? Perhaps you want freedom from financial worries and you want customized solutions to your unique problems. Or you could be interested in knowing, can I really afford this? Or you might want to know, what should I do next? Whatever it is that's your problem or your dilemma, we will solve it right here on the Apna Paisa show. So let's get started. Our first guest for today is Mr. Arindam Bhattacharya. Let's welcome him. Welcome Mr. Bhattacharya to the Apna Paisa show. How are you today?
I am fine, sir.
So Mr. Bhattacharya, what brings you to the Apna Paisa show?
Sir, my son is an engineer and he wants to do an MBA in the US, which will cost us 20 lakhs.
Okay.
The bank has agreed to pay 15 lakhs but wants our house as security.
So this, you said the course costs 20 lakhs and the bank is giving a loan of 15 lakhs. This balance of 5 lakhs, how is that getting funded?
My son has got some savings from his previous job, sir.
Excellent. And you were also mentioning that this house, there is a loan outstanding on this house.
Yes. This bank is taking over that home loan and also giving us the education loan in that.
What you are saying is that the bank that's giving the education loan is also taking over your existing home loan. So excellent, that should solve your problem, and the balance 5 lakhs your son already has.
Right.
So in that case, what is the issue or what is the dilemma?
Sir, I have just my worries that whether I am doing the right thing or not.
Okay, in terms of?
In terms of my son may not come back from US. The whole plan may backfire on me. So I want your advice whether I am doing the right thing or not.
So first of all, Mr. Bhattacharya, I think what you are going through is a very common dilemma, because clearly you want your son to be an MBA, isn't it?
Right.
And you want to do whatever it is takes for him to become an MBA.
Right.
At the same time, you are worried that because you are giving your property as a security, and if for any reason your son is not able to pay or there is a delay in repayment, it is your house that will get affected. I think that dilemma is pretty standard and it's common. Essentially what you are doing is you are actually borrowing money from the bank and lending it to your son.
But I really want him to do the MBA, sir. So can you suggest some way in which I can secure myself also and get the loan also?
So I think the way to do that, Mr. Bhattacharya, is that you can perhaps enter into a separate agreement with your son, making clear, absolutely, a legal agreement, making it clear to both of you, right, where the son acknowledges that this loan has been taken to fund his education and that it is his liability to repay that loan. I think that kind of a legal obligation, connect that or add that to the social pressure that is anyway there in an Indian family, I think that's a reasonable safeguard for the problem that's worrying you. What happens if he does not repay? I think that should perhaps solve the issue that you have.
Thank you, Mr. Rungta. That really puts my worries at ease. Thank you.
You're welcome, Mr. Bhattacharya. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. If you have a similar problem or a concern that you want to share with us, please write to us at the email address that you see on the bottom of the screen, and we will be very happy to make you a part of the Apna Paisa show. On the Can I Afford It section today, we have Aditi and Aditya Sen, and they are here in person. So let's find out what they want to know. welcome Aditya, welcome Aditi to the Apna Paisa show. What is the thing that you want to incur and want to find out whether you can afford it?
Harsh, basically what I want to know is I am planning a family holiday with my wife to Europe, which will
Okay.
cost around 6 lakh rupees.
Okay.
What I want to know is, given my present financial background, can I really afford it?
So, give me a little bit of a background on your income and assets.
Okay, I have an annual income of around 15 lakh rupees, of which I do manage to save around 5 lakh rupees or so.
Okay. Okay.
But my one big asset is my house, which is worth around 70 lakh rupees.
Excellent. And what are the other assets that you have?
My wife, of course. anyway, aside, actually, I have ULIP worth around 10 lakh rupees.
Okay.
NSC PPF worth around 15 lakh rupees or so.
Okay.
Fixed deposit of 4 lakh rupees and
Okay.
equity mutual fund of around 30 lakh rupees.
Okay. That's 59 lakhs. I think that's pretty good. Any liabilities?
Yes, my EMI.
Okay.
Approximately 18 lakh rupees is still outstanding on my home loan.
Okay. And the EMI that you pay, that's included in this 10 lakhs of expense?
Yes, very much.
Oh, it is?
Very much, yes.
So, I think first let me compliment you. I think you really, the two of you are leading an extremely well planned life.
Yeah.
I think you have assets, free assets
Thanks.
of 59 lakhs. And given the goals that we saw just before the show, clearly I think you are well on your way.
Okay.
So, there is no way on earth that this expense can't be allowed. The holiday is approved. Go enjoy.
Fine, sir, but how should we fund for this holiday?
Funding, okay. So, you mentioned in your assets that you have 4 lakhs in the bank, fixed deposits, savings accounts, etc. So, I think that should be the first way to fund. For the balance 2 lakhs, you can perhaps take a quick loan against the NSE. Your bank would be very happy to give it to you, and just make sure that you pay that off quickly as your savings come up over the next 4-5 months. Loan should not remain outstanding at all. So, now I think clearly this holiday is approved and you should go and enjoy it.
So we go ahead, yes?
Approved.
Thank you so much.
And if you are wondering whether you can afford a particular expense, write in to us at the email address that you see at the bottom of your screen, and we will cover it in the Can I Afford It section on the Apna Paisa show. Hello and welcome back to the Apna Paisa show. We are now joined by Mr. Rishikesh Pandey, who has a query regarding that the house that he is planning to buy. Welcome to the show, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you so much.
How are
Thank
you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes, Mr. Pandey, what brings you to the Apna Paisa show?
I intend to purchase a resale flat by taking a home loan to the maximum possible limit.
Okay.
But the seller has already taken a loan from his employer, which is a public sector undertaking.
Okay.
The loan has not been fully paid.
Okay.
Hence, the papers are still with the company.
Naturally.
Now, the seller wants me to pay the outstanding amount.
Okay.
The problem is that the banks and the housing loan companies which I am approaching are not ready to release part payment. They want the property papers first, but the public sector undertaking will not release the property papers unless they get the outstanding amount. The outstanding amount is approximately 40% of the loan amount which I intend to take. Now, this is basically my problem. Where do I get the payment from, or how do I fix this problem?
Okay. So, a fairly Kafkaesque situation. Mr. Pandey, I think this is a problem that a lot of buyers today are facing. As home loans has become more popular, lot of properties that are being sold has existing loans today. There could be two possible solutions. I think one solution is, if you have the ability to get that amount from some third party, you make that payment, get the documents, and then your lender will reimburse that amount to you. So, I suspect that is not something that is an option in your case.
It's not an option.
So, the other option is that the seller goes to his lender, in this case the public sector employer. He takes two letters from him. One is a letter which says, these are the documents that we hold as security. They will give an amount that by payment of this much amount, by say a date which is say 15 days later, the entire loan will be paid off. So, I think that kind of a letter plus a separate letter addressed to your lender saying that if this payment is received, we will send these documents to you directly, or you can collect these documents from us directly within 10 days or 15 days of the payment being made. Based on this kind of a letter, and of course assuming because it is a public sector employer and therefore it is a fairly trusted name. Okay. So, I think based on that you will be in a position, your lender will be in a position to make payment of the 40%, and based on that the property papers will go, say that process takes about 15 days. The balance 60% which you have to pay to the seller obviously will be paid only after the property papers are released, but this should be quite possible. The seller will have to get this letter in favor of your lender.
I think that should solve my problem.
I am sure it will, Mr. Pandey, and I am sure for other people out there, if you have similar problems, please write to us at the email address that you see at the bottom of our screen. Thank you, Mr. Pandey.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
For the next segment, we have Ritesh Dikshit, and he comes to us with a very delicate problem. Let's find out what is it that he wants to know.
Hi Harsh,
Hello Ritesh, welcome to the Apna Paisa show. And how are you
I'm
today?
doing fine. I have a unique problem for you. I have a sister, an elder sister of mine, and she's engaged. She's going to get married in 6 months' time. The bridegroom met over the internet, and we met their families as well, well behaved as well as well cultured.
So, what is the problem, Ritesh?
The problem is that as you know, in the younger generation, he has lived in many countries, and that makes it all the more difficult. Might be having diseases like AIDS, so want a tactful way around this situation.
I understand. It is a fairly delicate problem, and it's a social problem rather than a financial problem, but I think there can be a financial solution to your social problem. You should typically take out a large insurance policy on your prospective brother-in-law as a part of the gift process during the wedding.
And so how would that help?
So, by taking out this insurance policy, essentially the insurance company will do a battery of tests on the bridegroom. Now, this is extremely tactful. It is part of a gifting process that's pretty traditional to an Indian family. And if the insurance company decides to issue the policy, then you know for sure that there is nothing wrong with your bridegroom. In fact, it's not just the kind of stuff that you mentioned, it's a pretty comprehensive check, and that I think should augur well for the future married life of your sister. Best of luck to both of you, and I hope you found this suggestion useful, Ritesh.
Thank you very much, sir. That's a very nice suggestion.
So, that was Ritesh Dikshit with his very delicate problem. If you have any other problem that you would want us to take up, please write to us at the email address that you see at the bottom of your screen, and we will take that up in future Apna Paisa shows. Thank you and keep smiling. For the next segment, we have Jyotika Verma, who joins us on the telephone. She has a query. Let's listen to what she wants to know. Jyotika, go ahead.
Hi Harsh, I am Jyotika Verma.
Hello Jyotika.
Sir, I want to buy a holiday home to spend some quality time with my family in the outskirts of Delhi. And I also view it is an good investment decision for the future. But my husband Sanjay Verma is not giving any heed to my proposal. So what do I do now? What is your advice?
Well, that's a good thought to buy a holiday home. But before I give any opinion, can you tell me your financial position, Jyotika?
My household income is around 20 lakhs per annum, out of which I get to spend around 16 lakhs per annum. And I have a home loan of rupees 30 lakhs and an investment in some financial instruments around 30 lakhs.
Jyotika, I think given the financial position that you have, the holiday home does not really make too much sense. Having a holiday home for spending quality time with the family may not be a bad idea, but a holiday home as an investment is definitely not a very good idea. Two, three things. I think a holiday home liquidity, if and all you want to sell the holiday home, the liquidity is not very good. So, the investment in a holiday home may not be a great idea simply because one, if at all you decide not to use the holiday home, getting rental for the holiday home is not easy. If you want to sell off the holiday home, liquidity is very poor. In fact, if you see large people who develop leisure properties, as they are called, they have tie-ups with large marketing organizations, they have a large advertising budget, and only then they are able to sell off this property. So, I think a holiday home as a good investment is not a great idea, and given your financial position, this is not something that I would recommend to you at all. Jyotika?
So you see no point in investing in a holiday home, and you don't support my decision?
I absolutely don't, Jyotika. When you want to spend quality time with your family, go spend it in a nice resort.
So what is your advice then? I should not go in for a holiday home?
Jyotika, let me repeat, do not go in for a holiday home. If you want to spend quality time with your family, book a nice resort and spend the time there. It will be much cheaper.
Thank you for your advice and supporting my husband.
Well, Jyotika, I am sorry that I could not agree to your decision, and I had to support my male counterpart, your husband. If you have any such queries, please do write in to us at the email address that you see at the bottom of the screen, and we will take it up in the Apna Paisa shows in the future. Meanwhile, keep smiling. Thank you.
Hi Harsh, I'm Sushmita. I'm a working professional staying with my partner in a live-in relationship. For the last 5 years, we are living in a rented apartment. What are our chances of getting the home loan? And given my peculiar status, what can we do to get the loan?
Can you tell me your financial position, Sushmita?
Well, I earn around rupees 5 lakhs and my partner earns around rupees 7 lakhs annually, thus totaling to rupees 12 lakhs per annum. We have no loan or any other liability. As far as investments go, I have around rupees 15 lakhs in ULIP and PPF, and my partner has invested around rupees 20 lakhs.
Okay.
So, what are my possibilities of getting this home loan?
So, Sushmita, basically financially, I think both of you have planned your lives reasonably well. So, based on that, getting an individual loan should not be a serious issue. Well, I must say that it is in the Indian context, the issue that you have raised is rather peculiar. Live-in relationships are not something that are hugely prevalent in the Indian social or in the Indian society, and therefore obviously banking products to deal with these kind of relationships are not available that easily. Typically no bank, to the best of my knowledge, will actually give you a loan where you jointly own the two properties. So, I think the only solution that I can think of is if, for example, you are thinking of a 2-bedroom hall kitchen kind of an arrangement, then you should look at buying possibly 2 single room, 2 1 BHK flats which are adjacent to each other, and hence that I think you can combine them on an informal basis, but you will have separate share certificates, you will have separate ownerships. So, essentially your private lives and your financial lives, your financial life will be separate, whereas your personal and private lives you can remain together by breaking down the wall between the 2 flats. I do not think you need to tell the banks about these arrangements. Clearly, I think you should apply for these, both of you should apply for these loans in your individual capacity, what you do in your private lives is not the concern of the bank. So, I think you do not really have to bear your private life in front of the bank.
Thanks a lot, Harsh, for giving me a wonderful solution.
You are welcome, Sushmita. You are welcome. Remember, how well you manage your money and your financial affairs will decide your future. Mismanaging your financial affairs is equivalent to mismanaging your financial future. So, devote enough time and take informed decisions regarding your financial affairs. And if you have any doubts or you need any clarifications, we are always here at the Apna Paisa show to solve all your doubts or to provide any clarifications that you might need. Do write in to us at the email address that you see at the bottom of your screen, and keep smiling. Thank you. Good night.